Good morning, Meridian, and welcome to Business Buzz. I'm joined here today by Heidi Reece, the Development Director for the Advocates Against Family Violence. Welcome, Heidi. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, Heidi, tell me all about the Advocates Against Family Violence. What does the organization do? What's your mission, purpose?
Thank you. So, Advocates Against Family Violence, we are an emergency shelter for women and children that are fleeing domestic violence. We also have programs and services for all kinds of things for people needing out there in the community. We also deal with sexual assault victims, and we just have programs and services. We're out in the schools in Napa and Caldwell teaching about healthy relationships. So we kind of got our hands in quite a bit of things for people to be able to come and get some help.
Okay. Much needed shelter, counseling, and things, but you're a little bit different because you provide resources for all genders as well, correct? Okay,
correct.
Excellent.
Yep, we do.
So can you explain some of the programs and services that you have, maybe in a little bit more detail?
Yeah, absolutely. So like we mentioned, we have counseling. Our shelter is a 120-day stay emergency shelter, and that again is for women and children, but we also know that men are victims of domestic violence. And so we do have those resources available for men to be able to get them some help as well. Along with that, we have a daycare, a learning center, and we are able to, that's to the community as well. That's not just for, people that are in the shelter. That's for the community to be able to get daycare for their children. We also have Hope Plaza, and that is our housing department, where we have 110 units out there on our 10-acre campus. And that's for people that live in for affordable housing, and that's transitional housing. So those are just some of the things that we do out there in Caldwell.
Now, that's not your shelter.
Correct.
The shelter. How many people can you serve with the shelter at any one time?
The shelter, it just depends on family sizes and things like that, because we have individual rooms, we have family rooms. So, the shelter is full pretty much all the time. And so it just depends on how many people come through there.
So definitely a need for the services in the community.
Absolutely. We're seeing the growth, especially with Caldwell. And so we're hoping in the next 3 years to build a new shelter. That's kind of, we're looking to do a capital campaign and get a new shelter built, because we know the need is out there with the growth that is happening out there in the community. Okay.
You mentioned your shelter in Caldwell, but you provide services all over the valley, correct?
Correct.
Any thing special about, the services that you provide valley-wide?
Well, we team up with the WCA, we team up with Napa Family Justice Center, Faces of Hope, just to be able to serve the Treasure Valley in general. So if they need help with us, we provide that help, and sometimes we need their help. And so we all try and get together and help each other out. Absolutely.
Okay. Learning a little bit about the Advocates Against Family Violence. You've got an anniversary coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
20 years in the community, and we're really happy to celebrate that this year. So with Advocates Against Family Violence, we're celebrating that coming up in September, because we know that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And so September, we're going to have our Hope Down. And we've been doing this a lot, and they've kind of changed throughout the years, especially, with the last couple of years. But this year, we're going to really celebrate it, and we're having it at the Brickside Event Center in Caldwell, September 22nd.
Okay.
And we're still selling sponsorships for that, for tables, and also individual tickets. But we're going to have a live auction, and we're just going to have a lot of fun, just music and just all kinds of stuff.
So the big event coming up to celebrate your 20th anniversary and fundraise. But there's some things coming up this month that you're trying to create some awareness for. Can you tell us about that?
Well, thank you. So with April, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Child Abuse Awareness Month. But it's also the end of April 21st through the 25th, I believe, 26th, is Crimes Victims' Rights Week. Say that fast a couple times, right?
There you go.
But that's a free family event that we're having out in Caldwell, April 25th at the Caldwell Train Depot, and everybody in the community is welcome. We'll have face painting, we'll have cookie decorating, there's going to be speakers, there's going to be live music, and there's also going to be line dancing lessons that we're going to have. So a lot of fun. So I invite everybody to come out and do that and just kind of learn more about the resources out there. We'll have vendors out there, but the resources that are available in our community for people that are in need and that need help.
Okay. Speaking of help, what's the best way for our viewers to get in touch with your organization or to volunteer or to support your organization?
Thank you. So thanks for asking. For different ways to volunteer, I always need help in my events. So they can just reach out to the phone number at 208-459-6330, and my extension's 123. And they can reach out to me and see where there's help needed in the different areas of volunteering. Be an ambassador. That's a great program to get involved in. And that's just going out in the community and passing out shoe cards and talking about advocates against family violence and just the awareness out there to our community. And then there's always little things that people can get involved in, whether it be coming up and cleaning the outside of the shelter, or if they have somebody moving out, people come in and clean, paint, do those different kinds of things.
So really just get in touch with you and you're going to put somebody.
Yeah, or they can go to our website,
which
is www.aafvhope.org. And then, of course, we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram, and we're starting to kind of go into TikTok a little bit. That's a whole new ballgame.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Heidi, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing about the important work you're doing here in our community.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, everyone. After Hours, April is coming up, April 20th, and that's hosted by D1 Training. So be sure and join us for that event. And then May 2nd, we have our scholarship awards luncheon. We had our softball tournament this last weekend, and we raised money, and we'll be awarding those scholarships to some Meridian High School seniors during that luncheon on May 2nd. And we've got a great speaker. Lisa Costa will be our guest speaker and talk about how to shift your mindset to increase success. So, and have a great week, Meridian. Thank you.